Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio and see my screen in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or yes there. Just let me know that it's working. Hope everybody's having a pretty good morning so far. Hopefully your trading's been awesome. I know we had an awesome day yesterday. That was great. So I'm excited to see what today brings. As we get started, let's go through our disclaimer. As always, I just need to remind you guys about the risks involved in the market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how big your lot size is, how many pips you're risking on each trade, and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. Make sure that you're going through that process each and every time. Okay, awesome, guys. Well, let's jump into this. I'm trying to find some currency pairs to trade today. I don't see a lot of news, which is good. There was some Kiwi and Aussie news last night, so I'm largely staying away from the Kiwi and the Aussie. Yeah, you can see right here there was a CPI released yesterday with the Kiwi, so that's why you're seeing a lot of the Kiwi pairs move quite a bit this morning. I do want to stay away from it just because, for the strategy purpose, we'd like to trade stuff that doesn't have a lot of news. I might stay away from the pound too, just in case we need to do a carryover trade, because there is some news tomorrow on the pound. So those are kind of the ones I'm staying away with, but everything else is fair game. Let me double check. Yeah, we're good to go. All right, so let's look around, see what we can find, and see if we can get something going quickly here. Let's see, Aussie franc. Perhaps a little late to that one if we're going to do that one. This one was started probably 15 minutes ago. I don't know if I want to do that one. Franc yen. No, not really. How about the euro franc? This one surprisingly doesn't really have a setup for us at the moment, which normally it does. So, but we don't today. So we'll leave that one alone. Maybe we'll come back to it later if there's an opportunity later in the webinar. But we'll skip it. How about the euro yen? Not really at the moment. How about the euro kiwi? Except we're not doing the euro kiwi, right? Because there's a lot of news. Euro dollar, not really right now. Just kind of in that no man's land right now. So perhaps an opportunity 30 minutes ago, but that's not really how we trade this. So I'm going to say no on the euro dollar. That could be an opportunity later. I would probably be pretty interested in trading the euro dollar later today. Again, I'm kind of staying away from the pound currencies. It's not the end of the world if we want to trade them, but I am taking a bias away from them right now. And I don't even see a lot of setups with them either. So, and this might be an interesting morning. We may have to just wait. Again, we're not trading the Kiwi, trying to stay away from it if we can. And then USD franc. Yeah, this is interesting. So we'll just have to keep looking. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity. We've got a whole hour, but this is one of the first webinars we've had where, hey, we don't have an opportunity right at the beginning of the webinar, or at least a solid opportunity. Technically, everything's an opportunity, but for the opportunity that we're looking for, the type of trade that we want to see, not quite there yet. So I'll continue to scan these pairs and we'll continue to chat. Maybe now is a good time while we wait for some movement to talk about our trade from yesterday. We can go take a look at that real quick. Let me plot all of my orders from yesterday. Actually, before I do that, this is the trade from yesterday. We had, as you guys know, we had a big push. Let's see, was it this? Yeah. No. It was this right here. So this is pretty much where we started trading. And then this was kind of towards the end of, well, I guess that's 2 hours right there. But let me zoom in here. So this was the banker's close opportunity from yesterday. And on occasion, you're going to get trades like this. And when I say occasion, like it's going to happen once or twice a week. It's not going to be the norm. Like today doesn't feel like it's going to be that way because of the lack of volatility today. But here, I'm just uploading the trades here. You're going to see them in just a second. Here they come. So it took a lot of trades yesterday, right? And this opportunity lined up, basically around this area. And then we just kept sticking with it. We sold. And I'm glad that we stayed patient this time, because whenever I've seen this, most of the time, the market, instead of taking, a couple of hours, it's being somewhat manipulated. And by the end of the day, you'll get the move that you're looking for. When I say the end of the day, it could be like 6 hours later, it could be 8, maybe 12 hours later, you'll get the move that you want. It was so weird. If you think about it, there was no news related to this Euro franc per usual, right? That's a requirement of the strategy. And let's see, no news. It made a 2-month high, and it did so after the London close. So it made a 2-month high after hours, essentially. And so when you look at all those factors, you're like, well, how do you justify this? How do you keep this up there? And I think it's just, the answer is that it's being manipulated. And so we have to be patient to know that we're on the right side of things, that we know what we're doing, and then we have to, stick with it, right? And that's what we did this time. And I'm really glad that we did so, because in the end, with the cleanup, I lost 117 pips on the losing trades that you see here, the ones that are orange. That was minus 117. But when you calculate and factor in all the green trades, that was a total of 477 pips. So this was a profit of 360 pips net total. So it was a massive day, even though by the end of the webinar, it kind of looked like it didn't look good, right? Things didn't look good. I actually posted a recap of this trade, how it played out, on YouTube. So on the YouTube channel, you guys can go check out. I posted the video, the recording of what we did in this trade, and then the before and after, which is kind of cool. And we're doing that right now, obviously, but it's really nice to see, something that looked in the moment like it was the end of the world. It could feel that way. Turned out to be something fantastic. And in my experience with these guys, this is why you see a lot of these targets close right here. Not all of them, of course, but a lot of them did. Whatever the market creates during the banker's close. So if the market just shoots up during that hour or 2 hours or whatever, this phenomenon is right here, typically the market will pull that back within the next 12 hours. Could be sooner, but within 12 hours. I've noticed this happen so often. You could literally go back and see that same thing. Let's go take a look at the Euro Kiwi, and then we'll start looking for some trades again. If you look at the Euro Kiwi from the other day, this was Friday, right here. This was the Friday opportunity. Here's the beginning of the banker's close hour right here. And then, here's the end of the hour, essentially. And it just kind of went up. You had a small opportunity to pull back right here, another opportunity later to pull back. But then, it just kind of hung up there through the weekend. And then what happened Sunday and Monday? Boom, all your money back right there. So this happens a lot, especially if there's no news. right? No news, no reason to justify that. You know it's being manipulated and that a correction of some sort is underway. Okay, so anyway, I hope that makes sense. We could even go look at one last thing. If you go look at the day before that, Thursday, same thing. This was Thursday's trade on the Euro franc. Here's the banker's close, beginning of the hour. Here's the end of it. That's the OG, the original banker's close hour. Technically, if you talk to most people who trade this, they'll say, 30 minutes before that also encompasses that hour, 30 minutes after includes it too. It's just kind of this general area, this general time of the day where this type of thing happens. But nonetheless, it shot up here. This is where it started the hour, right? And then, so if you draw a horizontal line, you're going to get that back by the end of the day, 12 hours later, right? And sure enough, you get all of it back plus some. So that's what I've noticed. This is all fat. Anything that happens above or below the banker's close hour is just fat that will be trimmed, but it may be trimmed 12 hours later. And so our job is to help trim that fat off. Hopefully it happens quickly, but in some cases, this type of thing is going to happen where it bubbles up and squeezes a lot of retail traders out. And then by the end of the day, you get your move. So I hope to not trade that way most of the time. I hope to not, right? But there will be some days where that happens. How big of a stop loss is needed? So what I do is, here's what I do, guys. If I have to carry over a trade, I will go to Maytaf and find out what the half a daily range stop loss is for that pair on that particular day. And then I'll just leave the trades to sit at that point. So, you'll just come here, like say, if you're trading the Euro franc, you'll come here, type in Euro franc, click on this. And then if you have to leave the trade alone so you can do that carryover concept, come click on the day, you'll see it's 73.4 pips. And then you'll just divide that in half, and then you can leave that as your stop loss. That would be the most, how do I say it? It's proportional to that particular pair. And so it makes sense for that pair rather than just having like a generic, 50 pips on every single currency. No, this is nice because this kind of caters it directly to that pair for that day that you're trading, which is really, really nice. So that's what I would do if you're going to do a carryover. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Anyway, let's see what else we can find here. Hopefully it's not a carryover day. I really don't like to do those, but sometimes it's going to be required. All right, guys, let's scan through here. Okay, so this may be lining up, this Aussie franc, except I think we talked about how we'd like to avoid it potentially. Maybe if you go over here, you'll see, there was some news yesterday on the Aussie. I don't know if that's, it's kind of getting far away. The next news event is tomorrow night on the Aussie. So I think it's probably fine. Let me see what else we can find though. Okay, so CAD franc, not quite. So leave that alone. About franc yen, not really, just kind of in the middle, hanging out. Euro Aussie. Okay, this could be lining up, so we'll keep an eye on that for just a second. Euro CAD, not a ton, but it's close. Okay, and I kind of like it because it's not super volatile right now. I kind of don't. We've traded a lot of volatile currencies, and so it's like, well, I don't know if I want to get too invested into something like that. Here's that euro dollar. Could watch this because I would love to trade the euro dollar if that becomes an opportunity. in this hour. And again, here's all the pounds. Again, we're trying to stay away from the pound today, just because it's got news starting next session within the next 12 hours. So I probably would like to avoid it. Okay, and here's the dollar franc. This could line up here. This would be a great. There's not really any news on the dollar right now, at least in the last 24 hours and in the foreseeable 24 hours. So if this lines up, I'd love to trade this one. Yeah, I would love to. We need a break in that upper Bollinger Band, or at least a touch in the upper Bollinger Band, and this would become an opportunity. Let's go back to what was it? The Euro Aussie. Yeah, this one's, we could do this one. My biggest qualm with it is that there was some news in the Tokyo Sydney session. It was just a meeting, a policy meeting. There's really not any like statistics that were reported that are significant. Otherwise, they would show up right here. So, I mean, it's probably okay. I haven't really looked into what happened in that meeting though. So that's my big thing. Okay. And I really think there's going to be some other pairs lining up here in just a moment. Like, yeah, this dollar franc's getting pretty close. And then how about that euro dollar? Because that's the other one I'd love to trade. It's getting close. So yeah, both of these could be really awesome. Let me monitor. Let me throw up that dollar franc. Yeah, that's lining up pretty quickly, or should be. It's kind of interesting to see this one start to come down, but the Euro Aussie is high flying to the upside. So that's an interesting observation. They're kind of doing the opposite of each other. Oh, the Euro pound. Yeah, that guy's flat today. Euro pound is flat. Aussie franc lining up. I think it's mostly not the euro, it's that the Aussie is moving right now. And again, there could be a reason behind that, and that's kind of like why we're being a little hesitant. You know, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's pretty close. I think it's okay to go ahead and start selling the dollar franc, or buying the euro dollar. Yeah, I'm gonna do a trade here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I know it's not quite there, it's pretty close, and I'm gonna go ahead and just build a smaller starter position. And so I'm already up 504 pips today, so anything past 504 or below 504 would be what we make together today. Let me go ahead and grab a couple of shorts over here too. Okay, yeah, so this will be our quick trade. The amount of pips we can make on this is a little bit limited. When I say that, it's, I'm thinking right here, if the market were to come down right this very second, this would be the current target, would be right there. And that's like 13 or 14 pips away, or 12 even. So it's not a huge amount of money, but yeah, sure, that's what we'd be looking for at a minimum target. You of course could leave a couple of carryover trades to go a little bit further if you wanted to, but I think this will be good. And yeah, not a lot of news, so this is nice. This is the type of thing that we want to be in. I know that Euro Aussie may have the potential to make more pips, but again, the reason why we feel so confident in what we do is because of our rules, right? Because we have had success following those rules. So when we try to avoid currencies that have a lot of news, I'm going to add some more with this little leg right there. We can go into these trades with a lot more confidence. Sweet. So now this would be technically the official signal to start selling. We now just got that break in the upper Bollinger Band. So this is a true banker's close opportunity now, which is good. We're just a little early to it. And let's real quickly, while we're out here on the 5-minute, draw out the different levels of resistance where this was likely to pause and turn around. These would be the levels. Yeah. Basically, I'm just looking at, on the left side of the chart, hey, there's a lot of confluence right there, it kind of touches there and right there, right? And then you come over to this next one, you see a pause right there, quite a pause right there, and right there, and there, right? So these are the levels. Good one right there, good one right there, a little bit of confluence here, obviously right there. So those are your levels you're working with. And the market does have a potential to go up to those levels. So you have to be aware of that. So how far away is that? To the next level, that's 13 pips away. To the level above that, that is 26. And then the final one's 38 pips away. Will it go to all three of those? I don't think so, but could it? Absolutely. So you do have to plan your risk accordingly and be ready for that potential. Grab one more. Yeah, it looks like we are going to try to get to that level. So this is awesome. It's kind of nice to have an opportunity. I was getting kind of nervous because for the last several days in a row, we've always had an opportunity like right at the beginning of the webinar. And so I was like, wait, where are the opportunities? Right? Because I didn't see anything, but this is good. This is a true opportunity, and I like it because it's going with the overall trend. It's just obviously the current move is up, but the overall trend here has been down, which I like that kind of stuff, especially going into a banker's close opportunity. Yep, and we've got our lines drawn out, so now we just have to kind of tango with the market and do what it gives us. Go with what it gives us. So okay, we'll sell again. Just grab a little trade there. I'm gonna do a little cleanup with that most recent bar down. Yeah, that's good. Just closed like 3 or 4 trades. I don't know how many trades I have on, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I have 12 trades on right now. Okay, and yeah, our current target still looks good. Maybe I bring this up just slightly. This would be the minimum target now. It's right there. So let me actually, just while we're here, might as well bring these targets up to where we'd want them. So kind of right here would be what we're looking at. This general area would be a great target place. And then I always like to keep 1 or 2 trades on, kind of, house money trades, hey, there's the chance we could go back down to this support. Let's have a trade or 2 down here to capture that, where we'll close and make most of our money in this area. But, hey, there's an opportunity to make down here. Let's see if we can grab that. Now we just wait because there's not much we can do, right? I'm going to jump down to a 1-minute chart. We've got our targets in. We got our levels drawn, and we're right in between kind of a no man's area. So we just kind of have to wait until it makes another high or it drops lower. Yeah, and we don't expect any really big moves coming out of the market here just because this is one of those currencies that's least affected by the news right now. So, I wouldn't expect a big move. It's going to be a grind getting to where we want it to go, but that's fine. I did that Tokyo close last night. I shorted the euro yen. Maybe I'll show that to you guys while we wait here. For 1 second, let me put my other screen up so I can monitor this trade while we go to the other chart. There we go. So the euro yen, I'll just show you real quick little trade that I did last night. Yeah, so it's 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. GMT. So right here. So basically, yeah, right at 7 a.m. this thing started. Well, actually, it was down here at 7 a.m. But within a few minutes, or I guess, yeah, 15 minutes or so, it came up to here, and I just started selling that. I liked how it was at a high of the day, right in that Tokyo close hour. No news, so I put in some sells down. I don't think I captured that entire move, but yes, this was the move that was anticipated for the Tokyo close. In hindsight, I'm kind of like, dang, I should have stayed in. I guess the price is basically at yeah, so it wouldn't have mattered because the market's been choppy, but that was the opportunity right there, was that particular trade for the Tokyo close. All right, let's go back to the dollar franc. Here's 3 p.m. Here is 4 p.m. This is our hour. And we're just kind of in that wait zone, right? Just waiting. I'm gonna grab one or two more trades there. These little moves up have been a little bit nice just because that's given us a bigger gap in between our minimum target and where the price is. So now instead of, making 13 pips on a trade, 12 pips on a trade, it looks like there could be a few trades that could make up to 20. So that's good. It's good for the overall picture. In the moment, you're like, oh, dang, the trade's going against me. But sometimes, as you guys know, sometimes when the trade goes against you a little, sometimes that's just an opportunity. You view it as an opportunity. But I do think it can make a leg higher because this isn't even the resistance. This right here, this level, that's the resistance right there. Here, we'll draw an arrow to it. This is the resistance. And it's not there yet. So I definitely think a new high is on the menu for sure. All right, so we're not there yet. We have 20 minutes left, but if we do have to do a carryover trade for your stop loss, this is what you can do. I'm just showing you beforehand. Pull up the dollar franc, and then you find today, which is down here in yellow. Just wait for it to load, and you'll see 95.6 pips. So you can just divide that by 2. So you're looking at nearly 50 pips of, I guess it's like 47, 46, something like that. 48 would be your stop loss. max stop loss. You can tighten them up if you'd like, but this would be the recommended, max stop loss is something like that. And then that way you can feel comfortable leaving it. I mean, you'll still have some anxiety leaving a trade, right? Because there's always that chance that it could still lose, but, and you're just leaving money out there. But it's also an opportunity to make more money, to let it sit on occasion. So that's kind of what I would do, is if you had to make a carryover trade. But we're not there yet, so we'll see. We are kind of later getting after this trade just because the opportunity showed up later. And yeah, we're just in that wait zone. Not a lot happening right here. All right, and I'm going to go back to a 5-minute chart to make sure to see where the mid Bollinger Band is relative to the market now. And sure, it's moved up just a little, so I'll go ahead and move a couple of these a little bit higher for our target. And then these are the two hopeful trades. We'll let those sit there and do their thing. And we continue to wait. Just let it sit, do its thing. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Gotta bust through this support right here, so that might be a little hard to do, but let's see if it'll do it. How's that mid Bollinger Band? Again, during the hour, you're just kind of watching that pretty closely because that is your guiding target and it is a moving target. So you kind of have to be watchful of where it is. Move this up just a little. Because that's what you're looking for, at least in terms of within the hour, you're trying to close there. And it might find some support here just because this was the previous high. For a lot of strategies and a lot of people, this is kind of an entry point for a buy. So that's why I'm thinking we might find a little bit of resistance right here, but not necessarily. I've seen markets bust through those levels sometimes, but for some folks, this is a entry. This would be they wait for a breakout like this did here, and then they wait for the pullback or retracement to the old high like this did, and they'd buy there. I'm not saying that it will go up, but in fact, I'm not willing to buy right now because I mean, we're in that bankers. I feel like any other time it might make sense, but this is the bankers close hour. So a return to the median is probably more likely than a breakout. And if it were to break out, to me, it's like, well, it's an unjustified breakout because, hey, there's no news that's allowing this thing to make a new daily high. That doesn't make sense to me for the market to do something like that. So I would rather, just stick with our position. Bars are flickering. That's a sign of a breakout coming. So we'll see which direction the breakout candlestick goes. Like I said, probably a lot of folks trying to buy that right there. But if it breaks through, comes lower, I think the buyers might get kind of concerned. And we have about 11 or 10 minutes left to be adding to this position. So I think we've probably found the high of the day, or at least the high of the hour. And I'm sure you guys are in the same boat as I am, would like one more move lower because then we can close out of most of these trades and call it a good day before the end of the webinar. But if not, we've got our targets in and we're pretty dang close to them. We're not too far away. Another, 5-10 pip move lower that gets most of the job done. This is interesting so far, this candle. Let's see if how it ends, but just kind of looked like a candle that tried to go up and then failed. It's doing okay now. Let's see, like this follow-up candlestick. But usually this candle right here, if I can zoom in well enough, usually is not a good sign if you're a bull. And you got that wick on the top and that little body on the bottom. That means whatever you tried to do wasn't working, right? Granted, it's only on a 1 minute chart, but it is something to look at and to observe. Again, I would be concerned if I were a buyer right now. Especially, it's the same concept. You know how we talk about those trend lines? The longer something sits on a trend, the worse things get. This is a similar type of thing. The longer something sits on support, the more likely support's going to break. Well, this is good. We're starting to move in some good direction here. We're not quite to that mid Bollinger Band, not quite there yet, but we've got some good movement here. This is really good stuff. That mid Bollinger Band, this might be fun. I really hope this finishes off before the hour. I would love, love, love that. I'm just going to clean up these two trades, or there's like two that are down right now. I'm just going to close those out. So I'm back to 12 trades total. And we are close to that mid Bollinger Band. This is good. This is good stuff. You can see it. We're really close. In fact, I think I might just close everything out but one, maybe two trades if we get there, and just call it a really good day. But we got 7 minutes to get there. It's basically on the 5 minute, it's run into this right here, this support area. That's what we're running into. Come on, market, get it done. Get it done. You've got 5-6 minutes. It's just kind of slow. Go back. I just want to monitor the 5 minute because that's where our target is, that mid Bollinger. And I might as well do this right now too, because we've got 4 minutes, and I don't think it's going to make the low I was hoping for at this point. So we can pull in some of those stop losses, right? So a recommended, idea, at least for the stop loss, would be something like, take the current price of the market, go up a half a daily range from MATAF, right? Which would put you at like 45 pips away, I think it was. So that puts you at just below this 1.001. That would be your stop loss there. And hang on, we might get something here. I'll still bring in those stop losses, but it looks like we're getting something here. So let's see if this finishes off. We got a nice bar down on the 1 minute. But nonetheless, let me go ahead and pull those in. And this is kind of like that stop loss. How do I say it? It's one of those, you'd hate to hit it, but you've got to have it type of thing, right? I always have one up here, but yeah, we might as well bring these into something a little more realistic to the pair itself. Yeah, if you hit these, it's going to be a terrible day, right? But it's not going to be one of those days that like, hey, my career's over, because people take those losses. Hang on, we're getting a move down. This is good. Hold that thought. Come on. This is good. I may even go ahead and start. I'm going to just pull off some of these really small trades, because we're basically at that mid Bollinger Band now. It's got a little bit more to go down. Close this guy out right here. Nice. I'll take it. Come on, one more push. Make it. Just make one more push, guys. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. Just one more. I'll take one more. There we go. Okay, that's good. I think just a little push there. There we go. Okay, well, we're at that mid Bollinger Band, so I think rather than guessing, let's just take all but one. And I'm going to just have it as a hopeful trade. Why not? Just see if it can get down there. And then let me delete all this stuff on my charts. Let me go ahead and pull that stop loss to break even. So this is just going to be a runner trade. And yeah, we'll see if it can get down to here into this kind of support area. If that trade wins, I mean, it's currently up 13 pips, but if it wins, it should make about 36 total. Right now, we're up 552 pips on the day. Most of that's from carryover from last night and what I did personally on the Tokyo close. And then some of that also came from like 50 pips has been clocked in. About 50 has been clocked in from our little winners that we just barely had on the dollar franc here. And then we'll see if we can make a little bit more, right, on this final trade, see if we can get it to make 36 pips. And then I'll update you on that trade, whether it hits its stop loss or if it hits its break even. But that's nice that we don't have to do any carryover stuff today. Hey, we just made our money in 1 hour. I love it when that happens. So it's awesome. Okay, well, it was great to chat with you guys. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow.